We are live with another episode of Comic Talk. It's that show brought to you by the Keeg, where we talk about this week's new comic book releases. For those of you who don't know, new comic books come out at your local comic shop every single Wednesday. Every single Wednesday is new comic book day, whether it's DC Comics, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, IDW, Boom Studios, Mad Cave, anything. All those comics come out every single Wednesday at your local comic shop. Go to comicshoplocator.com, find a comic shop near you. But the purpose of this show is we got 24 hours to read as much as we can from when new comics come out on Wednesday. We go live every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/The Keeg Show. And then our podcast goes live, or not live, but goes up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., etc. So whether you're watching us live or whether you are listening to us after the fact, however you're digesting us, like, comment, subscribe, follow, let us know you're out there, write a review, do your thing. If you're watching us live on youtube.com/The Keeg Show, hop in the chat, let us know you're out there. It's always cool when people can kind of contribute to the show. That's always awesome. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and yes, if you're watching us live on YouTube, you can see who our guests are for today. But if you can't, because maybe you're listening to the podcast, let me introduce them. First up, we got Jecky Comics, aka Jecky Gourgue. Jecky,
there you go.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
That was excellent.
Jecky, welcome back to the show, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Quick question for you, as we've been doing it, and I'm trying to figure out. I had this there was one episode where I came up with a cool title of how to explain this, but then I forgot how to do it. So basically, how did comics stack up this week as far as all the new comics that came out this week? There's a pun there that I'm trying to workshop, right? But at the comic shop, between 1 and 10, how did this week's new comics stack up?
For me, I would say probably a 7. A pretty decent week.
That's a good week.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's a pretty good week. A lot of a few number ones that I really enjoyed, and some kind of a few one shots, but a good week.
Yeah. Okay, very nice. Is there, if you weren't on this show, this show aside, how sparse does a week have to be for you to just be like, I'll just go next week instead of this week?
I try to always pick up things. Maybe I might not read it that same week, but I try to always make it to the comic book shop within that week. If I'm not doing the show, maybe I'll postpone it to Friday, Saturday, the latest. But because I hate when you make that mistake and you don't get something immediately, and then you fall behind. Now you're playing catch up, and then you're getting second releases, or you're just covers that you don't really love. So I try really hard to at least make it Friday or Saturday the latest.
Okay.
I try.
So something that, I'll bring it up to all of you when I finish introducing all of you. Our second guest is Jack Kelley, aka the Film Field. Jack, welcome back to the show. It's been a couple of months. I think April might have been the last time.
In April, something like that. Yeah, I believe so. But it's always good to be back. Always love doing this, and it was a good comic week for me.
Between 1 and 10, how would you feel?
So I would say about I would say a 7, but for me, a 5 is an average. That's okay. So for me, it's a pretty good. I would say overall enough comics that are slow burns for me, but I'm enjoying it, and then other ones where I'm I'm glad I picked that up. I had a really good time with this. So overall, pretty good.
I feel like a lot of people are you see 3 absolute books coming out this week. Most people are that's a perfect week. That's a 10 out of 10 week. Just 3 absolute books that's all it takes.
I'm not mad at that, to be honest.
No.
I mean, that makes me score it a little bit higher. I'll be honest. The quality 100%. Stuff,
especially if it's absolute Batman.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, you say especially, but Absolute Batman's great. I love Absolute Batman. Absolute Wonder Woman, though, oof.
Yeah,
that's my number one.
Those two are 1A, 1A, 1B for me. They go back and forth.
That's
100%.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. I would say, I would say maybe it's a 9 out of 10 week. I'm trying to think of how this week could have been better, because I had X-Men comics, I had Absolute comics, right? I Spider-Man. There's a bunch of Spider-Man comics out this week.
There's a bunch of Spider-Man comics for sure.
There's a Titans book out this week, right? Like, I'm pretty happy with this turnout. Like like I don't know what could have made this week better in comics for me. If Absolute Wonder Woman was one of the three, sure. You know?
There's a lot of stuff I didn't get to that, like, I'm like, if I got to that, I probably would have had this even higher. Like, it's like, it really could be like a 9 for me, honestly.
Yeah. And even, not even DC and Marvel, but like the independent comics, right? The third party comics that came out this week. I didn't get to all of them, but they were a lot on my list that I was like, oh, there's way more that I could pick up and did pick up this week than like normal. So I would say it's a pretty 9 out of 10 week for me.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I'm not mad at it.
The question that I was going to ask you guys, I was going to think of there was some question. Oh, the comic shops that you guys go to. This is okay. So it's different for me because I live in Southern California. There's a lot of comic shops and they are competing with each other, but they still have pretty good amount of people coming out to comic shops. I didn't realize this, but last week Drew and I talked about it. Drew said his shop runs out of comics real fast, and if you don't pre-order or like put in your pull, they might not have it because they won't know, because they don't get too many people and they only can get what they think they're gonna sell. Is that similar to you guys? For me, every comic they buy like a bunch of, so it's to the point where I think it was Invincible Universe Battle Beast. It was they bought so many of them. It was packed in the rack that the first couple ones had a little crease where the little bar goes on. So I grabbed one from the back. I was like, that's fine. Other people can get that one. I grabbed the one in the back. No crease, you know? Like they're overbuying. I mean, it's also Invincible related, sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys have that with your guys' shops, or is it pretty well stocked?
So I go to multiple shops, right? So I try to be. So I live in Maryland, but I work in DC, and so I have a shop right by my house, and I have a shop right by my job. So the one by my house, I think he really like prioritizes, and I think maybe that's what it is. He really prioritizes trades, so he doesn't order a lot of singles, so like if I go there on a Friday and it was like a big issue, he might be sold out completely, or honestly even on a Thursday sometimes. Whereas the one by my job, they're never out. Like if you're going the week of, and they're actually really good about, if it's like when Absolute Batman #1 came out, they only let people buy two at a time. They didn't let people buy like a stack of 5. You know what I mean? They actually regulated it, which I really appreciated. The reason I go to the one by my house, anything that is single issue, he gives a discount. I think it's like 15% off or something like that, which when you buy as many comic books as I do, it does add up.
Yeah.
So like, so I appreciate that. But yeah, like the one by my house, he definitely runs out sometimes, and pretty often.
It happens. I feel like I've been taking it for granted, in a way, because I'm just like, you just kind of like show up when you want to, and you grab what you want to, and like that's good enough. But I realize that like, other areas, other comic shops, they struggle a little bit more. So definitely a shout out to all the comic shops out there. Support your local comic shops. Go to comicshoplocator.com. Find a comic shop near you, and if you know there are comics you're going to buy, every month or whatever, put that on your list, so make sure they get it, so they're not running at a loss trying to, kind of, not gamble, but like, they can account
take the risk.
Yeah, they don't want to risk, so yeah, show your support that way. Jack, is it the same for you?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, for me, it's more so that I think every time I'm there, especially when it comes to certain comics like the Absolute lines, like it seems like my comic shop always expects it to be a little less crazy, and then it's usually pretty sold out by that point. You know what I mean? So at least, especially what I've noticed in like the past 4 months, I think as certain comics ramp up, especially like Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, every single time it's almost like impossible to get stuff. Like it's usually out of stock anytime I'm there.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, maybe I'm just lucky. Um, um, I just live in a really dense area, I think.
Yeah, always depends on where you live, especially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of colleges around here too, and I don't know whether that affects things or not. But shout out to Comic Book Hideout in Fullerton, California. They're doing a good job there. So a lot of good comics came out this week. I think we all agreed on that. But the question is, like, what did we read this week? I mean, I'll go first because, you know, I normally don't go first, but I'm not sure if it's better or worse, you know, me going first. But from DC, I read Absolute Batman 21, Absolute Green Arrow 2. I read New Titans 36, Superman Unlimited 14, and that's it from DC, I think. I think that's... I'm trying to look at my stack. From Marvel, I read Amazing Spider-Man 31, Uncanny X-Men 30, and that's it for Marvel. And then from Image Comics, I read Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 10, and that's it. There was a lot more on my list. I just didn't get to everything, you know? Redcoat was on my list. Shout out Redcoat. The new $1 Trillion Kid was on my list. I didn't get to it, and it's looks so intriguing. It's like Richie Rich, but richer, you know?
Okay.
And then If Destruction Be Our Lot, I gotta shout that out. I read issue 1.
That's just a great title. That's such a great title.
It's about, I didn't read it the last time it came out until the week after, so I didn't get to talk about it on the show. But it is really good, and issue 2 came out. But essentially, it's a world where there's no more humans, so all the robots have, like, just taken over, and they've kind of just live it. And it's all, like, anything automated is a robot, so there's, like, a robot bus that, like, runs its routes. But there's also an animatronic Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
And he's human-looking, and the other robots aren't. And there's this idea that, like, he has, like, kind of memories of Lincoln. He knows he's not Lincoln, but he might as well be, you know? And it's kind of this kind of cool post-apocalyptic take on, like, what's the purpose of robots after the fact.
Did you ever watch Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah, the anthology series? Yeah.
There was one episode like this. It was like 3 random robots. One was like, I think like...
It's a recurring thing, right? That one with the 3 robots?
I think they did 2. Yeah, they did 2 episodes and throughout their seasons, and that made me think of that. And that was a fun little series. Like just the robots interacting when there's no more humans left. That was fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this one, it's really good. And it stars...
Sounds like it's up my alley.
Stars Abraham Lincoln, you know, so... what did you guys read this week?
So I had Absolute Batman 21, Absolute Flash number 16, Absolute Green Arrow number 2, Deathstroke the Terminator number 4, and World's Finest number 52.
Awesome. I mean, you're a big DC fan. What are you gonna do?
Big DC guy, so it was a good week for me.
Okay, all right. And Jecky?
And I read Spider-Man Long Way Home number 1. I did not get to Imperial Gardens, unfortunately. I read What If, The Mighty Thor, Absolute Batman number 21, Battle Beast number, 10, Absolute Green Arrow number 2, and I started Spider-Man Brand New Day number 2. I didn't finish it though.
Okay. That's still pretty solid. I'm intrigued on some of the books that you guys read that I didn't read. I'm interested in what the hell is going on. So I guess simply put, what is your pick of the week? I don't know who wants to go first, but
I mean, mine's pretty easy for me, at least. It's Absolute Batman number 21.
Okay.
So which tends to be a theme anytime it's Absolute Batman, but for this one especially, I was a big fan. So that's
Is
my pick for
Absolute
this week.
Batman is Absolute Batman your favorite Absolute book?
Um, Wonder Woman's up there too. And what we've gotten of Absolute Martian Manhunter, I think, is incredible. So I think it's my favorite in the sense that I find it the most fun and exciting, but I think the best overall is Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
Mhm.
Fair. Yeah, Absolute Batman issue 21, written by Scott Snyder, art by Nick Dragata. I'm trying to think of like this was kind of like a calm before the storm, calm in the middle of a storm, in between a storm. I don't know. But this was a little bit of a calmer, more introspective book, which is wild because it starts off with Batman fighting the Robins in their mech
Yeah.
suits, but that's a
Basically
calmer issue than normal.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
but it ends. The ending was crazy though.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I was like, oh my god. The ending with what's his name, Grimm.
Mhm.
Like just pulling up on him like that on the beam.
Yeah, that was
And
great.
yeah, like I know there was a lot of people online complaining that they didn't like the Absolute Joker. I love it. Like the way
I'm a
he
big
could like
yeah.
his image and how he can just transform, come back. Like I like it. Like I'm here for it.
Yeah, like when it comes to the absolute villains, I've been a big fan of all of their designs, but I understand if people are like, I don't want every one of them to just be like a big monster, even if the monster idea is really good. I definitely can understand that. But I do specifically really like the way that they're doing Joker, where
Mm-hmm.
he does go back to the human form and the way
Yep.
they're playing into how he's like refueling the form and keeping himself
Yeah.
alive with the weird like baby chair thing. And
Yeah.
it's like, I think it's enough going on where I'm like, this is it's a monster thing, but it's weird and specific enough that I'm really into it. And it's not just like,
Yeah.
oh, he's like, monster Green Goblin or something like
Yeah.
that. It really has like a specific intention. And I like the way they're building up his and Bruce's relationship, because for a while I've been wondering like, okay, at what point are they going to have them interact? Because they're probably
Mhm.
going to make it like a quick little thing. Like, and I think building it up so long and we're only having them meet after issue 21, like it hits in the right way, especially when
Mhm.
like Bruce is kind of at his lowest here, and for him to
Yep.
kind of spin the conversation, like obviously with Batman and Joker, it's a big like they're gonna do this forever kind of thing. But I think it's interesting to frame it in a way where it's like he's specifically telling Bruce that he's in control of whenever
Yeah.
he's gonna
like
stop being
he's
the
like
Batman.
I made you. He's
Yeah,
like I
exactly.
made you, and I like this game, and we're gonna keep this going for a while.
Yeah, it's like the power that he has over that.
Mhm.
I think when you frame it that way, it's just super interesting, because it's not just like we're gonna keep doing this because you won't kill me and I won't kill you, whatever.
Yeah.
It's specifically I've controlled everything about this. You're not, like, this is fun for me.
Yeah.
We're not gonna stop this, and it's
Right.
just an interesting angle to play on their relationship. I really like it.
Yeah.
There's something.
And like,
oh no, Jecky, go.
no, I was gonna say the stakes after they killed Jim Gordon too. Like
Yeah,
at first,
yeah.
I thought he was gonna be in the hospital, like like
A fake out. Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, they're committing to this, like, and like that's that's a really big character, and
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming with the Scarecrow, and they still haven't, like, the Scarecrow is still out and about too, like the absolute Scarecrow, and he's
Oh yeah.
terrifying.
Oh
Like
God, yeah.
like and they still haven't really explained his powers and how he can affect people. Like, I loved every villain in the absolute universe as well. It's been great, and like all of them connecting with this Grimm character, it's been great. I've really
It
enjoyed all
is.
of it.
100%.
There's something interesting about Absolute Batman specifically in the Absolute line, where Scott Snyder is not comfortable just saying that this is like ultimate Batman in a way, where it's the Batman story but like a little bit different. Instead, every time you think like, oh, they're gonna set up for this, you could turn the page and it's completely different, and you're like,
Right.
you
Like,
never
oh,
know what to expect with this series.
right. the Robins being mechs.
That
Oh
is
my
the
God.
wildest thing. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
It's like Batman versus a team of Gundams.
It's like
Yeah, and
anything
it's like,
goes. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
and
They're not consistent either. Some of them are on bikes. Some of them are like the size of buildings.
I think Tim literally has like a bike built into his back. Like I think that's how it works. Like and he's got like this red handprint thing on his face, and I'm like, it's such a unique angle, especially because they're all like different sizes too. Like
Yep,
some of
they
them are like
are.
kind of normal size, but they're still like way bigger than Batman. And then like Dick and Jason are like gigantic, and they're all color coded like Power Rangers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
yeah,
like
it's wild. It's like what?
yeah, like it makes me wonder. I'm like, what is the play for these guys in the future? Like, if they do work with Batman and that does all work together, is he just working with a bunch of like Megazords? Is that what the future is? Like, I have no idea.
We don't know. That's the thing.
Batman Megazord. Like, it's gonna be like like it's gonna Batman like a big Batman mech suit. It's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be.
But you can't count on any of this. Like every step of the way in this series has been like it's not even expect the unexpected. It's like don't even think further than the page in advance.
Don't think you know what's gonna happen.
Like because you don't. Like anyone who claims they know anything, they think they can extrapolate what storyline's coming up. No, Commissioner Gordon is gone. That absolute Batman was like premeditated, like it was all part of a plan to like
his mom is in the Court of Owls.
Like,
and she hasn't been seen.
Militia, like
she hasn't been seen. Also, like Scarecrow is fear-based, but also it doesn't make sense because like he must be psychic. He has to be psychic because how does he know the things about the people?
I don't know yet. I was thinking that maybe he releases something in the air that like triggers your emotions, like kind of like Scarecrow, but like almost in a hormonal way, you know, or like.
But he knows
like
things about you.
Yeah, and it also plays in this way that almost kind of feels like Final Destination a little bit when his powers do work. So it's not even just like they're seeing something scary and it's really hurting them. It's like the way things unfold is like he doesn't touch anything. Like even in his first appearance, it's like the crows hit his plane and it comes down and kills. I know. And then even Gordon, like his thing's on fire and he falls back. It's like all these things that's like they happen in a way that's like not. It doesn't come back to him. It's like this causation thing, and it's like that's such a unique, weird angle of Scarecrow.
Yeah,
you know, Scarecrow in the main universe is sometimes a little hard to take seriously. This version of Scarecrow is terrifying.
He's almost like a god.
Yeah, he's got like this like Oppenheimer like aesthetic.
Yeah, like with the hat and like I think if I remember correctly, he has something in his eyes.
He has button eyes with the stitched mouth. I'm like, that's so cool.
Remember like when Gordon jumped off the roof, he was just like in the opposite building and the shadows just creeping.
Yeah.
I was like, what
oh my God. Yeah, man. Like it's just they take such interesting angles with these villains, especially when it comes to Scarecrow and Joker and them, where it's like this big combination of all these little ideas where I'm like, that's such a cool way to like flip Scarecrow on its head because it's not like super ridiculously different from mainline Scarecrow, but it almost feels like if you like rebooted the character and tried to do something like different but still the same. And it's just like even down to like what's his relationship with like Joker, and they're like working together, and it's like I think you can see during the Bane issue a while back when they're I forgot where Bane's from, but when they're on when he's on his island and it's
Santa Prisca.
Yeah, when he's there, you can see Scarecrow there. He's there now. If you go look, he's like a dude in a brown hat. Like if you go look, it's like the exact same outfit, and he's like one of the. It's like Bane and it's Joker and it's just that guy next to him, and it's like, oh, I think that's supposed to be Scarecrow because he's like the only guy with Joker, and it's like, okay,
that's crazy.
It's starting to come. Yeah, because I went back and I saw someone post that, and I'm like, oh wait, that is him. That really is him. So it's so interesting. I'm curious. I want to ask you guys, what is like a particular Batman character that you really want to see get an absolute version? In the sense that you're like, I think they might go crazy with this and do something unique, kind of in the way that the Robins are mechs and stuff like that.
I
It's a
don't
good question.
I don't know. I'm kind of comfortable just being along for the ride. Like
Right.
well, I'm uncomfortable being along for the
Right.
ride, but I like it because I have no idea what's happening because I can't answer that question right now. Like I'm just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all I know is I have complete and utter faith in the absolute line. Like I'm just
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just it's doing its thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if
And
Jakey has an
especially
answer.
yeah.
I'm not sure yet, but did you guys see the early images for Barbara Gordon's bat? She's gonna be the bat,
Yes.
and
The
I was
bat.
like,
Yeah.
the
With
Yeah.
bat,
the
like
non-lethal
she
she's
got
got the
her dad's
yeah.
kit. I was like, it's
Yeah,
kind
and
of
she's
tough.
got the non-lethal shotgun that shoots the little bat things. Like she
Hmm.
has that now. Like
Hmm.
that's interesting, you know.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
also we get absolute Clayface at the end,
So
which is
oof.
interesting.
That shot of Absolute Clayface. Here's my thing. I think Absolute Clayface is the machine. I think the way it's being made, it's almost like a printer, like a 3D printer of hands molding clay. I feel like the hands are Clayface, and he's
I,
sending sort of
I gotta look again.
golems. He's sending
Yeah.
golems like extensions of himself out, but he can't move. I think he like in my head again. Expect the unexpected. I have no idea what Scott Snyder has planned, but like in my head, from what I gathered from that, Clayface is the 3D printer himself, and he's printing objects that go out there.
Yeah,
Jeez.
if you had
You got
seen the Dragata's art of Clayface that he posted, there's a bunch of little interesting tidbits in there where it seems like I don't know if it's like his power specifically, he's like molding like a big mace or something like that, but it's like whatever's happening with his body or whatever he's creating, the hands come up and they do that, which is really cool. But
Mhm.
also his like head is like half like fallen off. If you look at it, it's like he's almost like a broken clay something. Like his face, it's like this side of it's broken off, so he's got like a hollow head. It's like that is so weird. That's so interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised if those are like there's an expiration date to each thing that he makes, like that he
Yeah,
falls apart over time. Because
that'd be
at the end
interesting.
of this, he's creating a clay version of Batman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh no.
With
Yeah,
all the hands on it, I'm looking at it right now. That's such a beautiful panel.
it's
You're like,
so
Yeah.
what is this? And especially this at with the narrative, with the context of what Grimm was saying, like like I made you, I can make you, and
yeah.
this panel's crazy.
There's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of really good moments in this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like where I'm talking about like expect the unexpected, like in the beginning couple issues where we're introduced to Batman's friends, right? Like these guys who have the same names as villains, and we don't know
Mhm.
exactly what's happening, but they seem okay. And then I told
Right.
myself, I'm like, they better not turn evil. I want him to have friends in
Friends.
this
Yeah.
universe where he really needs them. And then they get turned into these like monsters essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is going to be their heel turn, right? This is going to be
Mm-hmm.
them classic, like blaming Bruce for the problems that happened to them. But they keep not doing it on
Yeah.
purpose.
They're-
Yeah.
They keep saying
Yeah.
we should blame him. No, but then they're like, no, we shouldn't. We have
they
to
won't
like
commit.
have trust in our
Right.
friend.
Oh, I gotta tell
Yeah.
you, by the way, the absolute Two-Face on the cover looks dope with the long hair.
Yeah.
Like I
The
was
like
like,
judge
yeah.
long hair kind of thing, and it
Oh
covers.
my god.
And I love
Like,
that they made his face blue. I always like the
Mhm.
the blue Two-Face look.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's weird because like I feel pretty certain that like Killer Croc is gonna be like a good like side
Yeah.
figure to him, or maybe they'll play him in kind of like a sometimes he helps, sometimes he doesn't kind of deal, flip flop.
Yeah.
But like
Well,
the
he
others, I'm
basically
not so
was
sure.
riding him. He
Yeah,
was basically
yeah.
riding him like a dinosaur.
Which, by the way, his design's nuts. The fact that
Yo,
his whole mouth opens up
oh
his
my
body
God.
is
Yeah.
insane.
But it's not even his
Um,
mouth. It's his
It's like his
it's
body.
his neck in a way, because his face is at the tip
Yeah.
at the tip of his snout.
Well, Scott
It's-
oh
Snyder
my
without the limitations of staying within the lore or the what's already established in the original universe is going crazy. like in the best way possible. He's going crazy. He's like, I'm gonna have mechs, monsters.
Yeah, and also like Deathstroke has like a giant robot arm. I don't know if you guys had seen that in some of the covers. He's like a giant robot arm, and he like
in the face.
puts his face is like a skeleton, so he's like putting on fake pieces.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's right. I forgot that he puts on prosthetics, right?
Yeah, and then also I keep forgetting, like he's the head of the Robins. Like it's weird to see him in like a Robin color coded outfit for them, and it's like I really like the way that Scott Snyder's like playing in the playground of like Batman tools and ideas and just flipping them all around and using them in different ways. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those things where it's like it must be a dream to do that because you have it all in front of you, and especially for a guy like Snyder, you're like, all right, what am I just gonna flip on its head and play with? You know what I mean? It's been awesome so far.
Absolutely.
Again, each of these scenes are only like 2 pages each. Because you get a flashback that's only 2 pages, but for some reason they fit so much story into this.
Yeah.
But like the flashback where Bruce is the bat, he's the bat. He holds a bat for the mob, right?
Yep.
But then you also get. I mean, if you look at this, it's literally 2 pages per scene. Like maybe the beginning fight is a little bit different, but after that, the flashback is 2 scenes. The funeral is 2 pages. The pages with his friends leaving the funeral, that's 2 pages. The Jack Grimm on the rooftop, that's like 5 pages, but that leads to the final part with Clayface. So I don't know what's happening here, but Nick Dragotta and Scott Snyder are like working amazingly well together.
Right. They're maximizing every page. You know, like every single page is being maximized. I mean, the close up of Grimm with the boo, you know, like that was like I was like
it's one of those things too where it's like, at least for me, it's like that, at least in my head, wouldn't work as well in a comic as opposed to a movie or a show where you visibly see someone going boo. It's meant to scare you, right? And obviously we can tell what he's doing, so it's not really scaring us, but it's just the way he's drawn, and that little moment there is enough for you to be like a little back, like, oh, whoa, that's weird, you know? So it's so effective for what I usually wouldn't expect something like that to be.
It's rare that, not rare, it's sometimes comics just do their job. They tell the story, and they can tell amazing stories. But every so often, you get a comic that utilizes the medium of comics in such a way that can, like, that just isn't normally done. And so the idea that, like, people talk about comics, you control the speed of a comic, right? Like, you choose to spend time on a panel, time is relative and it's psychological because of your control over comics. But there's also the way the panels are made that make smaller panels quicker, larger panel. You know what I mean? Like they play with time through the panel layout.
This creative team, they need to just keep it going. Like I'm gonna be writing this till the very end. I hope it never ends. This is I can't think of another ongoing series that I can maybe except Absolute Wonder Woman, but that I can say that every single issue I've enjoyed. You know what I mean? Like every single issue I've enjoyed.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing too where like you could just keep going on forever. And it sounds like every time he talks about it, he's just talking about like 20 new ideas he's thinking about for how to flip something. Like he's like, oh, I'm already working on this now. And so it's like, okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Absolute Batman 21. That was Jack's pick, right?
Yes, correct.
Jecky, what's your pick of the week?
It was gonna be Batman, but it's to be different.
Okay.
To be different, I'm gonna, because I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna say Battle Beast number 10. I really enjoyed that as well.
So, for the sake of clipping, you want to say my pick of the week was blah 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 blah, and then tell us more about it.
Yeah. So my pick of the week this week is Battle Beast number 10. I love both these characters. I've really enjoyed Battle Beast and obviously forget his name.
Conquest.
Conquest. And I love the banter and them and the banter and the two of them sitting down and eating and they're just sizing each other up. And because I've watched Invincible, so and I've read the comic books, so I know how powerful both characters are, but you know that they don't know each other. So they're trying to, and you as a reader, I'm also genuinely curious who's stronger between the two of them, right? And Battle Beast doesn't seem to know much about the Viltrumites, and Conquest is kind of surprised that he's not scared of him, knowing that he's a Viltrumite. And I found that banter I really enjoyed that banter. And the fight kind of starts at the end, but I also really enjoyed all of that leading up to it, you know. And it's fun. Like it kind of reminds me of if you're a Dragon Ball person back in the day when like characters and would kind of like size each other up, and it's like, oh, you're actually pretty fast. Oh, you're actually pretty strong. Then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. They're like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a real fight. You know, like they both start off by underestimating each other, and it's just slowly they're like, oh, this is gonna be a real fight. So I really enjoyed that.
I love this series, but
Same.
it's a very specific type of story. Are you reading this, Jack?
I'm not reading it, but clearly I should pick it up.
Are you an Invincible fan?
I am. I'm super behind on it all, though. Like I'm making my way up. I want to read the comic, and I'm on season 2 of the show, so I'm like slowly making my way up. But I'm decently familiar.
Basically, this takes place. So since Invincible as a 144 issue series, that's over, right? They're not doing a sequel. I mean, they could technically, but like they're not. What they're doing right now, because of the success of the show, is like doing a lot of spin-off comics that take place in the timeline. And so they're very easy to place in the timeline, but then sometimes you forget, yeah, Jeky, like, oh, they haven't met before. Battle Beast and Conquest. And I'm like, this is the first time they're meeting. And then it's like, okay, where is this in the timeline? We know now, right?
Yeah.
There's something interesting about this book, and also about capes. Both Invincible Universe books, they don't end an issue. They end each issue abruptly to the point where I flip to the next page and I'm like, oh, there's no more pages. It doesn't
Like
say the
reverse
end. It doesn't say to be continued. It just kind of stops.
Yeah.
And it's a artistic choice, I think. What do you, Jeky, because you know this, because you're in this, what do you think the point of that is?
I think just Robert Kirkman's writing style. You know, he likes that. It's like his version of a cliffhanger. You know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly why he's doing it, but I'm enjoying it and I'm here for it.
I feel like when they do a trade, it's gonna all just flow together.
Flow very nicely. Yeah. Robert Kirkman is kind of like non-traditional in a lot of ways, right? Like he's very non-traditional from obviously like his storytelling style and everything. I love just Battle Beast's. Yeah, he just wants to die in battle, and you know, so he's like, maybe you'll be the one to like give me what I've been looking for. And Conquest is like, oh, I found that really interesting. It's just a great. The banter was great.
The banter is so good with these characters because also you're not sure who's gonna win in this, but like you know because of the timeline, the way things work. But like, I don't know.
This
Jack,
is a good fight.
Yeah, there's a crazy part where Battle Beast at first doesn't fight with his sword, but then he calls for his sword, and so somebody throws him the sword, and then he swings it at Conquest. Conquest like blocks it, and then the next swipe he like catches it in his mouth, and Conquest bites the blade off, so the blade breaks.
Ooh.
And so then they have a talk about how you got to know your enemy, and like you thought you could come at a Viltrumite with a sword, and then like battle.
He's like, I'm a Viltrumite, dude.
Like, you don't know me? Like,
yeah.
And then Battle Beast is like, you're right, but you don't know your enemy either. This is a magical sword. And then he like stabs Conquest. And it's like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, the back and forth is great.
The only problem I don't want to happen, I don't want that kingdom to die.
Yeah,
I feel bad for them. They've been dying. You know? And I just feel
So-
bad for like that's the Invincible universe. I just feel bad for all the collateral damage that happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Like-
but it is
like-
what it is.
I love how Battle Beast. I feel like Battle Beast is just dropping nothing but bars. Like throughout this whole series, it just every other page he just drops a bar, and I'm just like, that's just a cool. Like it's a cool. It's a cool thing to say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I can't remember. Towards the end, they were talking about going into battle, and he was saying that Conquest was saying you should study your enemy and you shouldn't go into battle without knowing your enemy. And then Battle Beast did a little speech about how he just loves the purest form of battle, and he wants to discover his enemy in battle. And I was like, this is so dope. This
Yeah.
is good. This is just good writing.
Battle Beast. I don't know what Battle Beast's voice sounds like. I forget what it sounds like in the comic or in the cartoon. But he says, I pride myself on entering any battle, no matter the opponent, prepared to kill, prepared to die. I prefer to test my opponent to learn their abilities to end their life or marvel at their prowess as they end mine.
So good.
It's like-
so good.
He's so badass. He's so
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah,
But
Jack,
it's
you could pick this up though,
I
because
should.
this starts after. So you're in season 2 of the show.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
I'm in
you-
like I'm like episode 4 of season 2, something like that.
You know, in season 1, when you're first introduced to Battle Beast,
Yeah.
he beats Mark's ass and his teleports. Like he's like there's no worthy opponents on Earth, and leaves. This
Yeah.
series picks up right there. This is where he
Oh,
goes
sweet.
after that fight. So
Oh, that's
technically-
perfect then. Yeah.
yeah. So technically, this is before Conquest even meets Mark Invincible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
But first things first, you got to catch up on the show, dude.
I
Yeah.
know, man. I
fair.
know. It's been a minute, and I loved season 1, and I was like, okay, I got to continue. And I'm like, why have I just not gotten back to this? This is great. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to quickly make my way up to date because I really am a fan.
Great. Yeah.
So my pick of the week this week is Uncanny X-Men issue 30, written by Gail Simone, art by, I believe it's Roque Antonio. Somebody online like summed this up in a way that makes a lot of sense. Basically, somebody online said that Gail Simone seems like the only writer in Marvel Comics right now that seems to be writing like their run will never end, versus other writers writing like, oh, it could end next issue. And so
Interesting.
So like Gail Simone is setting up a bunch and taking her time with the idea that like it's just gonna keep going. And I'm sure on her end, I can't speak for her. I'd love to interview her. So I mean, if she's watching this show, she says she has watched the show before, so cool.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
But if she's watching the show, I would love to talk more about it. But basically, the idea that like you're not afraid of it's like not being afraid of death, right? Like it's like, yeah, you know, make a plan a vacation 6 months from now. And if you die in between then, like, so it is what it is. But plan for the future. Don't be afraid to commit, you know?
Yeah. Because then
Yeah.
you can like take bigger swings.
And she is.
And the payoff might be better off.
Not only is she taking bigger swings, she's setting up pieces, but then also like taking her time when normally I would say, well, I'll be honest, you know, Gail, if you're listening, I'll be honest. In the beginning, I was like, why is she taking her time? I do not like. I'm going crazy because of the sort of not getting just like straight into it.
Yeah, pacing. Yeah.
But it's part of it, and it works. And in this issue, it really like it sets up like a new arc, but it also like continues other things that have been set up. Like there's like 10 things in this book that have just been set up in the past 30 issues that like continue in this book. Just like little things here and there.
Yeah, there's comics like that all the time for me where it's like, man, this pacing's slow, and it's not that I dislike it. I like what I'm seeing. It's just can we get there? And it's like
Mhm.
as it gets to that point, eventually, then you kind of come back and appreciate all those previous issues. You're like, okay, wait, no, now that we're here, okay, now I can start to really appreciate it for what it's doing here and being like, hey, I have the time. I'm gonna just take my time and make this work the way it should, build these things for the future. So, it just depends because there's certain comics for me where I'll be like, oh God, like I really like this, but we're taking our time or we're really
Mhm.
setting this up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I completely get it.
When it's done well, a good callback is always really good too. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
when something is done well, a good callback to something that you might have not even noticed was gonna have these kind of consequences. That when it's done well, is very special.
Definitely. Yeah. And especially with like the pacing of when comics come out. Like I can get it if you're like, man, this is like an issue here and there and it's fun, but it's taking a while as opposed to like if you watched a show and an episode was coming out each week, or even if you binged it, like that's probably the easiest way you're okay with like a slower pacing or something that's
Mhm.
building up something big, right? So it's like I get it for people if they're like, I'm going to come back to this when there's a bit more issues out, or maybe you're like, I'm just going to ride with it and see what happens. But at least we'll get to one of these in a second with Absolute Flash, but with some of them it's like, okay, starting to hit its stride a little bit here where it's all coming together for me now and I appreciate the way it's building this all out.
I Are you guys reading this at all?
I'm not reading
I'm
it, but
re-
I should.
I'm really behind on X-Men. I'm really behind.
I mean, I get it. There were some tough spots for X-Men comics. Like, I'll be honest,
Mhm,
sure.
mhm,
But in this issue especially, like, it finally just seems like these characters are like living their life finally.
mhm,
Because like comic books in general have a thing where like they'll introduce a young character and then they'll just serve the purpose of the story and then just kind of move on from there. But like
mhm.
Mhm.
in this, they're going to prom, or I think it's prom or it's like homecoming or something. Basically, every character in this book now is dating someone, which is also kind of funny because I like that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
like, so like, sure, Gambit and Rogue, but like, there's the four new kids that are like kid
Yeah.
mutants, and two of them are dating each other, and then the other two are dating people outside. Um, and like, there's that, right? And then Nightcrawler
Mhm,
has an ongoing girlfriend who is a little mysterious because like basically he says like because she has kids he's like where is their father, and then this girl she's like you deserve to know and I'll tell you eventually just not today, and I'm like is there a
Oh.
mystery going on with this? What is
Oh man.
like
yeah.
okay all right I'm here for it, but you know
Right.
there's a lot going on in this issue, and I think that that's what I'm appreciating with Absolute Batman and this issue and like all the good stuff right now is like they're really like knowing how to pace their issues and like fit as much as you can in without making it seem like too exposition-y. It just kind of
Mhm,
Mhm.
works.
Yeah, I
yeah.
really like that. When I was reading Uncanny, I liked the introduction of the younger X-Men. It was like the four of them. I think, the kid who was always talking about death was my favorite.
Yeah.
I really like him. After the crossover event that finished, did they shuffle the team around, or is it the same?
In Uncanny, it's the same. I thought they were
It's
gonna
the same.
shuffle teams around, but
Mm-hmm.
after that crossover, the only like the big thing they did is that EDA, who's on she's now Temper, but she used to be um um what she used to be, the fire and ice girl, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She's dating Ransom on this
Ransom.
team. So like
Mm-hmm.
they're dating, but we haven't
So,
seen too much of that. But
okay.
she was supposed to
Yeah.
show up to the homecoming dance,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't.
Mm.
So Ransom's kind of in his feelings.
Oh, oh man, that sucks. Getting stood up at homecoming is a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, getting stood up by someone in Alaska. Like you're telling
Right.
me you'd rather stay in Alaska than come over
Brutal.
to Louisiana for a
Ugh,
dance?
Right.
that's just
Right.
brutal,
Yeah.
man.
But truth be told, what's happening in X-Men right now is EDA Glob Herman got shot, and so EDA is very angry about like him
Mm.
getting shot. So like I'm assuming it takes place in the same time. So
Okay.
I get it, but you know,
Yeah.
Alaska though,
It could have texted me though.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, you say text, but like there's psychics all over the place. Just
right. They have like, don't they have the school now? They have the school in a like a mental psychic school situation.
yeah, gray matter.
Academy or
Yeah,
whatever.
something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, which I didn't love. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, so
Yeah.
X-Men United came out this week. None of us read it, but people are upset it's going to be ending with issue 10. But here's the thing, it's only on issue 4.
3, right? Oh, really?
4 right now,
okay.
which means it's not just that it's getting canceled, it's purposely ending for a reason, because we have a DNX crossover event that's coming out later. So this is a good thing to get 6 extra, like more than what's passed, even to plan and like figure out an ending for this series. So okay, we'll see what happens,
Yeah.
Jack, what else did you read?
So I read Absolute Flash number 16, which this has been a weird series for me where I've enjoyed it. I've had a good time with it. I think it's well written, but it's had a lot of pacing issues where sometimes it feels like we take a while to get to certain points or really take a while to flesh certain things out. But I've liked what we've been doing with the characters. I like what we've been playing around with. And this issue was a nice little issue. It's just kind of like a fun little Grodd story, right? And I like the way they play around with Grodd as this little like psychic monkey with Wally. I think that's fun. And I like the way they've been playing with the cast. Like, I like Linda. I think she's brought like a lot of energy to this book that was needed. And this is one of those issues that kind of has like the opposite pacing of everything else, where it's really fast. Like you get through this pretty quickly, and you're like, oh, okay, that was fun. I had a good time with that, but that was really, really quick. You know what I mean? It was a nice little contained thing. So I've had my issues with the pacing of this series so far, but it's still been a good time, all things considered. I just hope that it kind of gets to that place where we really start to kickstart. But I like Lemire's writing. I like the way they're playing around with Wally's character. The one thing about the series, I'm curious what you guys think about Wally's suit, his Flash suit in this series, because I think I like the design, but I also don't love that he's got like the cropped hair out, like goggles kind of look to him. Like I kind of wish he had a bit more of like those colors, but with like a traditional like the white eyes Flash cowl kind of deal.
I mean, it is very kind of like Kid Flash.
Definitely.
So I'm okay, I guess. It's not my favorite suit, but I don't actively hate it.
Same. It's like one of those things where it's like I really like some of these elements, iffy on others, but I guess it's like a almost like year one starter suit. It's kind of fun. But like, yeah, I mean, I liked this issue. Like I said, it was very quick. I don't really have a lot of thoughts on it overall, but I'm hoping that the pacing really starts to pick up with this series. But it definitely is a fun one. I like what Lemire's trying to build here. And yeah, I'm curious to see where it heads.
Yeah. I didn't get to read this one, even though I bought it. It's in front of me. I didn't get to read it because I realized, I didn't read issue 15. So I read issue 15, and that's the one where future Wally comes back. So it's like a more adult, like stockier Wally. And I thought that was cool. But at the same time, like the suit looked kind of cool on him because he doesn't have the jacket. But it was like in the previous issue, it's like this kind of armored thing. I love that suit. I'm gonna be honest. That suit looked cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It feels like they're gonna build to this being like his kind of prototype, like year one kind of deal. Because like he just finally got like his Flash name. Like Linda was like, "Oh wait," like he says Flash while he's talking, and she's like, "Wait, that's a good idea." So he finally gets his Flash name.
Okay.
So I think they're slowly building to this being kind of like very much like a year one kind of thing, where it's like, kind of makeshift suit. He's just now getting his name. He's trying to figure out what exactly he is. So it's like, I think he will get like a premiere kind of costume pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm wondering also, has it ever been cemented where this is in the absolute timeline?
Not really. It actually feels the most disconnected from everything else, which is interesting because they emphasize certain elements of like the whole dark side energy thing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird because like even what was it? Oh my god, the big event that we just had, DCKO.
Yeah.
They showed all the DC heroes, and he wasn't in there. Like it was like Catwoman too. It was a lot of other people.
And
I don't
maybe Green Arrow was there too.
Yeah, it was Green Arrow. It was like Catwoman. It was all them, but like he wasn't there. So he
Wasn't in there.
he feels a little distant from the rest of everything going on, which is interesting.
I have a
because
theory.
You do what is it?
I feel like this takes place in the past. I think they're gonna age Wally up to do the Justice League crossover that's coming out.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be that adult Wally that we saw.
Gotcha. So this is like a lot of, like you said, like a year one. This is like backstory, and then it's further back in time. I could see that
Because I mean, you're also playing with time too. Like that's the whole point of this series. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I was like, is there anything that contradicts my theory? I don't think so.
I don't think so. At least not off the top of my head. But that's a good point because, like I said, they don't ever like they just play with him in a way where it really does feel like it's like year one, like he's kind of figuring out like what exactly he is and what is this hero mantle he's going to be. You know what I mean? So like they very much play with it like it's this very much from the bottom coming up kind of deal. So I could 100% see that now that you say it out loud. I'm thinking about that, and I think that could be pretty realistic for them. Or maybe they just play around with some like, you know, age up kind of thing with
but then he'd have to age up Linda, so maybe they get stuck.
True.
Like they got to age up together. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I was thinking about.
Yeah, but it's interesting to think about for sure, because I could totally see a world where they do something like that, especially with them keeping him distant, and he's also still kind of important because like the whole dark side energy thing is important. So I can see it 100%. But I was a fan of the issue. It was a nice little self-contained issue.
Nice. I stopped reading this issue because of the pacing actually, and I told myself I want to read it, but this one and Absolute Green Lantern I just felt like I would enjoy more in trades, so I stopped, I think, at issue like 5 or 6, and I was like, you know what, I just told myself I would just get back to it but read it in trades so I can just have more in one read, you know what I mean? But
the problem is the trades for this are really delayed.
Yeah.
Like they're purposely taking their time releasing the trades for Absolute. They could release it real quick, but I feel like they're waiting at least, I think they were like waiting 8 months at least.
Yeah, it's interesting too because Absolute Flash and Absolute Green Lantern are the 2 books where it's like they really are like, I don't know if necessarily like slow burn's the right word, but it's more so it feels like just only a few really big things happen before we like move to the next issue, and you're like, I'm enjoying it. This is interesting. I'm intrigued, but we're taking a long while to get this kind of train going. But it feels like the kind of thing like when they do hit their stride, I feel like they're going to be really good. So it's the kind of thing where like right now I'm like, these are kind of the weaker books, even though I'm still interested, but it feels like maybe after a little while, these could become really, really, really good. You know what I mean? It's just about, can we get there yet? You know what I mean? So completely agreed about the pacing.
Just as a reference point, volume 3 of Absolute Batman, the trade, doesn't come out until September.
And volume 3 would be the one after Bane, right? So that would be...
It's the annual, it's the Arc M one shot, and it's issues 15 to 18.
Yeah, and I feel like, but I mean, if we're at 21 right now,
it doesn't seem that far away. 18, but like if we're at 21 right now, what's this? June, July, August. So that's going to be like issue 24 when the volume that has 18 comes out. So 6 months. 6 months.
A 6 month delay. Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like that is on the longer side. I feel like they could have done like a 3 to 4 months if they really wanted to.
Yeah, it'll be 6 months for the final issue, but it'll be 10 months for the first issue, like issue 15.
Because to me, the Arkham stuff and the annual feels like so long ago.
It feels like so long ago. Because I think we talked about it. We're 6 months into this year. That annual came out last year.
Yeah.
I think it was like November or something.
it was.
something like November or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm,
It's just something to
it
think
does feel
about.
like a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Because we still got a lot. Let's talk about the Spider-Man comics that came out this week because there's a good amount. But I want to talk
Mhm.
about. I don't think you guys are reading Amazing Spider-Man, right?
I am
Um,
not. No.
Okay. So big
I'm
thing
not.
happened in Amazing Spider-Man 31. So basically, the Death Spiral story event that happened, I thought was really good. I really liked it. I wasn't expecting to like it, but I liked it a lot. And the villain, his power is he can see the thread of relationships between people, like family relationships, and he kills people. His serial killer methodology is he goes as far out on your family tree as possible and starts killing it his way towards you.
That's interesting.
So like
Okay.
your distant cousins having a family reunion that is so distant that you're not in it, that bus explodes. Like he does all these different things. So, but then he works his way. The goal is to get to Aunt May and then Peter Parker, right? Like that's the goal.
Mhm.
Um, but the thing is, in the Death Spiral storyline, he attacks a guy that Peter has no idea about, and it's his.
Mm.
And he was like, it's his cousin, and Peter goes into it thinking, oh, it's like a distant cousin, sort of like everyone's a cousin, right? Like
Yeah.
whatever. Turns out, no, he is his direct cousin. How? Well, in this issue, we find out. Well, because
Oh
we
no,
get
not Aunt May. Please tell me Aunt May wasn't out here.
so
Oh man.
no. It's not like Aunt May's for the streets. It's not like that. It's not
I
like
was
that.
gonna be like,
No. It's a really dialogue heavy issue, and it's called
uh-huh.
the issue itself, not even the story arc. The issue is called The Talk. And
Okay.
you know,
Oh.
it is so good. Like this could have been my pick of the week.
Okay.
But it's mostly dialogue. And
Interesting.
it's literally in the previous issue, well, 2 issues ago they introduced the character, but then in last issue the guy Aunt May is like, you look a lot like Ben Parker. And it's weird, and the guy's like 50, let's just say. And so basically he's like, yeah, Ben Parker, I came here because Ben Parker is my dad. And then
Ooh.
Peter was so upset. He was like, how dare you accuse Ben Parker of cheating on Aunt May? And he's
Uh-huh.
like, no, she's my mom.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
so
interesting.
and so what this whole issue is about, it's a really heartfelt issue about Aunt May trying to conceive when she's younger and just not being able to, and it putting a toll on her body. The doctors say she can't, she shouldn't, that sort of thing. She has a weak heart, like in canon. And
Mm-hmm.
so they bring up like really heavy shit, right? Like miscarriages and stuff like that. And to the
Yeah.
point where she and Ben accept that they can't have kids, so that they're going to live life, right? Like they're going to, like, they have to move on and
Mm-hmm.
be together and be in love, but not have kids that they want. They originally didn't want to, and then they did, and they couldn't, and whatever. But as we find out, they went on a trip to Ireland. Now it sounds magical, but I don't think they're trying to like set it up as magic. But she essentially, there's like the Blarney Stone or whatever, like gets good luck or whatever, and so then she conceives, and she conceives, and she gives birth to the baby, and then the doctors say the baby died, and she goes into like postpartum depression, and like
Mm.
this whole issue is almost completely her talking about like this like heavy
That
shit, right?
experience. Right.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
she mentions that like she just couldn't do anything for so long, and she's in Ireland for like months, and she just cannot get out of bed. And at a certain point, she decides to get out of bed, but she decides to get out of bed and forget, like, never mention anything ever again. Like, that whole thing. And she says that Ben accepted that and took care of all the things that he needed to take care of to, like, smooth things over and to come back to, like, their normal life. And then she had Peter, and she said that, like, she was, like, his son, and that's, like, super important to her. And like she just never talked about it on purpose. Like she never brought up that like that's what happened. And so this guy is their kid. It was just a heavy fucking issue.
It sounds like it's right up my alley. I should really check this series out.
So what happened though? So like
we don't know. We don't know exactly what happened. Like, but he's raised in Ireland. That's all we know. But they took the baby, and they took the baby. Maybe they thought he died and he didn't, and then. But we don't know. We don't know the specifics.
This is heavy. This is pretty heavy.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. There's also a side story for just a couple pages where Peter is, for some reason, and I don't know where it's at, he's competing in like cage matches against villains and stuff like that, but I can't tell what he's doing there. But maybe to earn, like, I don't know.
Is this the guy that the serial killer killed?
No, this is the guy who he tried to kill.
Oh, okay.
He tried to kill him.
He didn't succeed in killing him.
He didn't succeed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, a really heavy issue, and I think that like Joe Kelley is writing a really good Spider-Man right now. But I also think that maybe this issue isn't for everybody, and I can imagine people complaining about this issue. But I also don't. I think this was a more mature issue that maybe isn't most people's cup of tea. But I don't think they did anything wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like the kind of heavy stuff that I'm really interested in, because I like when narratives get that, emotional and tough. Just because, I think if you can get a great writer on board, you can make it feel like it's not trying to just be sad for the sake of sad, like it actually means something. And so that sounds like right up my alley. I might have to check it out.
Yeah.
I was just having this conversation with my best friend. He's a big Spider-Man guy. And we were talking about specifically how, because for so long we saw Peter Parker as a high schooler, it's hard to sometimes take him seriously when he's amongst other heroes, even though he definitely, Spider-Man belongs there. And this is how you do it, right? You have to you have to put him into, and Spider-Man always has some serious stuff happening. But like I'm not, he's a big Spider-Man guy. I'm kind of like 50-50 sometimes. And that's part of it. And it's like, I think there's so much Spider-Man content. I think sometimes it's hard to, at least for me, to see him as an adult. And sometimes I still think of him as a kid. And this is a kind of story that can help change that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I love more adult Spider-Man stories. People also online have brought up the fact that Peter in the comics wasn't even in high school for that long. He graduates high school in issue 28 back in 1965. So the idea that like Spider-Man's perpetually in high school, or that they keep bringing him back to that, it's like, nah, he grew up a long time ago.
Yeah, because I'm someone who always I've always preferred if Spider-Man's a bit more serious, not in the sense to be like, I don't want to be Batman, you know what I mean, but like a bit more of like a controlled adult kind of person, you know what I mean. So it's like Spider-Man's that tend to lean heavy on the like silly kid aspect. They're fun, but they're not usually what I am drawn to. So
I'm gonna grab a charger real quick.
Go for it.
Real quick.
But it's always like this thing for me where when they do play more into the adult Spider-Man, the one that's a little bit more like, gets more frustrated and maybe he's got a bit more like emotional issues.
Yeah.
That always really grabs me more so. And
like in Spider-Verse?
Yeah, definitely. That kind of vibe is like exactly what I love.
And that's what people want. Here, the thing is like people want an older Peter Parker. People love the Peter Parker from Spider-Verse. People love Ultimate Spider-Man, the newest one, right? Like people want older Peter Parker because there are other characters that can fill the niche of the younger characters, Miles being one of them, right? Like it's okay. Have Peter grow up. Marvel, it's okay. It's okay. I think we're okay with that. I think we'll be fine.
And like people will love it too. Like I think it really is this thing where sometimes people look at younger superheroes and they always see it from the lens of like, oh, okay, if people like this character because they're fun, they're whimsical, they're cool, well then we always have to establish them as a high schooler. You know what I mean? You just see it a lot. It always ends up being the case for younger superheroes where it's like people can like those aspects of the character while they are an adult character. Like we can watch them grow and become and love those aspects. Like all the love for that character doesn't have to just be their high school dilemmas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it doesn't have to just be that.
Right. Like Kamala Khan is in high school, but the way they're writing her, it's kind of funny. she's taking college classes, which means like you just might as well just put her in college, like make her graduate.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's just like let go, let them be adults. Like you can
Yeah.
let it happen, right?
Yeah,
Totally different. But I'm excited to see what they're doing with Static Shock right now. Like the
Yeah,
older Static Shock in college
definitely.
with the Titans. I didn't read the current Teen Titans run, but
yeah.
I'm like
Same.
I'm gonna have to jump in just for
Same
my boy
here.
Static. Just like
Yeah,
the idea of Static in college, I'm so excited about this.
I mean,
definitely.
you brought this up. I'm gonna talk about New Titans 36 then.
You like the alley oop? You like the
Yeah, thank
alley oop?
you so much. New Titans 36 is finally what I want from this New Titans team. So the last 2 issues kind of were not, they were just like setup issues for this new team. But like a couple issues ago, they switched over the team to like New Titans.
Mm-hmm.
But like they didn't have it, like it was all part of this like weird illusion thing that kind of like sets up. But like in this, finally they're like, okay, here are the characters from the New Titans. Here's Nightwing grappling with the fact that like there's just a new team that he's leading, and then Starfire is like, I'm gonna leave. Like I don't need to be here on this team. And Nightwing's like, yeah, but I gotta be here for them, I guess. And so I like that focus on the new characters, and they finally get to like go out and be characters, whereas in the past couple issues they weren't. And so they were just kind of like there to be there. But in this, there's a plot going on with a demon where Happy Harbor. Do you guys know Happy Harbor?
I don't think so, actually.
So there's a place
Sounds
in like
familiar.
Maine or Maryland, and it's called Happy Harbor, and that's where Mount Justice is. It's like one of the
Okay.
early Justice League headquarters. Mount Justice built into the side of a mountain. It was in the Young Justice cartoon.
I remember
And-
that. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I do know that.
And it's like this small northeast town, this New England town, this like kind of harbor bay area kind of thing. And then the Justice League are just hanging out in this mountain headquarters. So now it's Mountain Titans. They're just like, and they're hanging out there, but they decide to go for a little beach getaway, but they realize the town is sacrificing a baby to a demon. So like,
Oh.
like,
Oh. That's not good.
Yeah. But the lineup is really cool because it's Nightwing and Cyborg essentially leading the team in like a mentorship capacity. You have Tara, who is just as old as them, but like she's on the villain amnesty program that they've set up in Justice League Unlimited post DCKO. Nice. But then you also have Stephanie Brown, and they call her Batgirl in this, and she has her, pink fuchsia Batgirl outfit. You have Jonathan Kent, Superman. They specifically call him Superman. You have Yara Flor, Wonder Girl. You have Red Devil. And then you also have, I'm trying to look. A new character called the Daughter of Tomorrow. Her name's Eva or Ava. I think she's like Tomorrow Woman, if you remember I think it's a Grant Morrison. Tomorrow Woman is like an android robot with psychic powers. She's essentially a young version of that. So I think there's something going on there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting lineup.
Yeah. It's and I think this is the team what Static is gonna
yeah, he is.
And the team is slightly older than a normal like teenage lineup.
Yeah, they're in, I guess if Static is going to be there, I'm assuming this is going to be college age.
Yeah, like, which I love.
Right? Yeah.
It's just interesting choices too. Just like I like that Yara Flores on that team. I think that's cool. I like seeing her get some light. And then having Red Devil. It's just it's an interesting combination of random groups and people. Like it's just I wouldn't expect Yara Flora than like Red Devil and Stephanie Brown and Static Shock. It's just a very unique grouping,
I'm trying to think of like whether they knew each other first, because I think Yara Flores met Jonathan Kent, but
I think so.
I don't think anyone else has ever really met anyone.
Would have been a great time to bring in Jace Fox, man. Would have been a great time.
It would have been, but
would have been.
I don't know. Red Devil's all yoked now because like he's older than he was when he was in the Titans previous because he was kind of skinny.
Mhm.
But now he's like tall and yoked. So it's like, oh dang, yeah, this guy's playing like college ball, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's like grown up a little bit. And it's like cool, good for him. He used to be like, and these are all characters that are experienced. They're not, none of them are inexperienced.
Yeah, no, it's a
No.
pretty solid team.
Yeah,
I'm
so
excited
interesting.
for Static to join up.
Same.
Part of me is hoping they'll give like Jace Fox like a slight little cameo because you have 2/3 of what that Trinity was supposed to be. You know, like you
Jace
do
Fox
have
being I
Johnny.
Am Batman.
Yes.
Oh, I feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
they're brushing him under the rug.
They are, man. They are, unfortunately. Which I thought he was. I thought it was great. I was a big fan of that. I actually thought he was being built very interesting.
Yeah, I also feel like he falls into the same problem of like Kong Keenan new Superman from China, where it's just you can't be like maybe DC has a problem with it, maybe viewers have a problem with it of like this is the blank hero, the hero, and then they're a different race. And they're not related either. So like Jace Fox is not like Bruce Wayne's long lost son. Like Connor Hawke is to Oliver, right? Like, and then you know, what the hell? Kong Keenan is not related to Clark Kent. He's just a guy with, and he's not even Kryptonian. So like people don't necessarily want another Superman, another Batman that doesn't serve like a new purpose. I don't know.
Right. Like that's why I hope he gets kind of repurposed and given a bigger, more interesting role where it's like, oh, that's a like a more creative approach for him because I do kind of agree. Like I think it was a fun series and it was going somewhere interesting. It just give him something a little bit more than just being another Batman.
Yeah.
Just like to make him feel just you can make him more distinct. It's absolutely possible. So I mean maybe that'll happen. Maybe they might bring him back in and go, we actually have like a direct plan for him that could be interesting, but you never know.
The only way this works out is if they go the route that I would love them to go is multiple Titans teams at once. And like you just
Titans East, Titans West, or something like that.
I had a little like a series of videos on TikTok that I talked about like my lineups and like I loved it because I put together like some pictures and stuff. But essentially I had what I call the like imprint. So like it's with a capital T. So it's like it'd be like DC Comics imprint, and that's just all the Titans related lines are like in its own like corner of DC Comics. So I would have Teen Titans, Titans Academy, Young Justice, and the Outlaws.
Right. Yeah.
And each team is a different vibe, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because like I'm always pro more just like DC teams because there's just so much to play with. You know what I mean? So I'm the same way about Justice League teams where it's like, bring back Justice League Odyssey. That's cool. I like that. Like you could play with that so much more. You know, we already have Justice League Dark. Like you can expand that more. I think we have Justice League Red now, which I think
it was a
mini
series. It's over.
It was a mini series.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
it's like Justice League Dark. I really missed that. The old Justice League Dark with Constantine and
man,
that was
Zatanna, Deadman, Swamp Thing, like
sometimes
Detective
Dr.
Chimp.
Yeah, Dr. Fate's on there sometimes.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good stuff. Because they went so dark with it back in the day.
I will credit DC though. DC is purposefully not having too many titles at once. But I do think that if you create a new imprint, you can still have like editorial like focus on these, so it doesn't seem like they're all over the place, right?
And they're good at giving these teams like light in some other ways. Like I think Justice League Dark had like some like back end story in like one of the Justice League runs recently. I forgot what it was, but I think it had something to do with like one of the old like Kings of Atlantis or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like some back end issue thing where it was like they were fighting like the old King of Atlantis or something like that. I have to go and look it up. Yeah, do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it could have been an anthology book maybe or something. DC does a good amount of those, but I want because we rightfully so, criticized the fact that like there are certain heroes that get pushed to the side and like we never see them. And it's like, you could put them and headline some of these really prominent Black heroes, these other heroes that just, for what they will, they haven't been names for like 100 years, like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but like they deserve time to like breathe out there. Oh, we will be getting 2 Titans teams, right? We get a new Titans and we get Jason Todd's Titan team. At least we're on the right track. I'm all for
it. We're on a decent track going forward.
Yeah. So we still gotta finish up what we have left, so we'll increase the pace a little bit. Jecky, I think, is the only one who read Spider-Man Brand New Day 2 and Spider-Man Long Way Home 1, right?
Yes. Or we could talk Absolute Green Arrow. I think everyone.
Oh
read
shit!
it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we gotta be careful about time. But yeah, Absolute Green Arrow number 2.
I really enjoyed it, and I like the mystery around who this Green Arrow is. Is it Oliver Queen? Is it not Oliver Queen? Because from her conversations and her dialogue, he seemed like he was a pretty nice person. So this version of Green Arrow is killing everybody, and he seems to be attempting to kill her. So
I actually don't think he's attempting to kill her, but he did. There's other things. I mean, we're going to talk spoilers, sure, but like we all read this one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think he's trying to kill Dinah, but he did try to kill Connor, and he didn't know, because she mentions he didn't know who Connor was, so it can't be Ollie.
Right. Yeah. You sure he didn't try to kill her though?
I think in the previous issue he leaves her alive, not even maimed. He cuts off Hector Hammond's hand, which well deserved.
Yeah.
I fucking hate all these characters in this, like the bad guys in this series specifically. They're all pieces of shit.
They're terrible people. They're terrible people, and that might be just the current times affecting how we see it.
Right. That's why I'm like, great timing for this series to be coming out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, here's the problem that I have with this. I think the big glaring problem I have with this issue almost makes it, how do I put this? It makes Ollie a bad guy by association. Like, because there's the scene where Mia is saying, you have to get rid of this guy, he's a pedophile. And Oliver is like, yeah, but he's important to the company, but just like both of you guys are. And then she's like, you have to choose.
Like, it's not the right time.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not the right time. Yeah.
And I mean, that's a realistic shitty move. I'm not saying it's a realistic for everybody to do, but like people do think that way when it comes to these type of things. So I get that, but it does besmirch Oliver's name in this series.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if they're going to play into that in a lot of these flaws of him, of what he's let like slip by.
He's let it slide. That's bad.
Yeah. He made excuses, and he made excuses. He was in denial. Yeah.
He didn't say though. He didn't say it wasn't real. He didn't say that Mia was wrong.
Yeah.
He just said, I can't, like, I got to keep both of you.
And it makes me. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it feels like Oliver Queen has always been, maybe not on this level, but he's always been a very flawed character.
But not in this way. He has a very hardcore sense of justice. Like
100%. But he's had, like, he could be a flawed character too, right? Like, it's sometimes people make excuses for people because the money and the long term,
the friendship that he has,
the friendship, and look, I think we've all been not on this level, obviously, but I've made excuses for friends when I like, like, hey,
it's an introspective thing for sure.
Yeah, and it's a thing too where it's like, I think on a traditional level, you could look at this book as like, all right, well, now that he's gotten killed, he's going after all these terrible scumbags, right? And that can be looked at as like the super righteous thing. But I think playing it in a way where if that is him, and he is somebody that has let these bad things slip by, like having a guy who's made like really bad flaws, that could be really interesting, especially if they kind of hold him accountable. Like, I hope the book doesn't kind of like forget about it and kind of gloss over it a little bit. Like if it's truly something that they hold against Ollie in a really interesting way where you play on him being this flawed guy that's like allowed these things to happen, you could do something really interesting with Green Arrow that you just really haven't seen before, that at least I'm very interested in.
I just realized I have a theory.
What's your theory?
When it comes to these absolute books, I just feel like throwing out these theories because sometimes I'm right.
You never know. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys were here when I was like, oh, that's Talia. Like before before they announced it was Talia. I called it a couple of issues early. Yeah. I was like, I think that's Talia.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Because then she betrays Superman, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
What they've been doing with the Absolute line on some of the titles is combining characters. So in the flashback with Black Adam, they combine Raven and Phantom Stranger.
Right.
In that like Kandak, or maybe it was Egypt backstory. They have Raven and Phantom Stranger put together. And then I also thought that maybe Absolute Hawkman was kind of a combination between like Shazam and him, or like a Black Adam and him. We do have a Black Adam, but he gets his powers from Brainiacs. So like there was that whole thing. I think that this could be Oliver Queen back as the Spectre.
That's what I've gotten the vibe of. That's kind of like, I want to see how it plays out to see if that'll be accurate. But like, I've been thinking the same thing too. Just
and maybe he doesn't have all the memories, maybe, but he is hunting down all the people he knows are bad that he let slide in his life.
I want to ask you guys, and we don't know for sure, but do you guys think this is gonna lean in a supernatural way? Like, I
do. I part of me really does think so. I think they'll trickle it in very slowly, so it comes across very much like you feel like there isn't, and you think it's this grounded kind of almost detective thriller story, and it builds with these supernatural elements. I think there will be some. I really do.
Yeah.
Some of these shots are wild too. Like the way the man, like, the way he's killing people, like I'm loving it. But like some of these shots, it definitely feels supernatural. You know what I mean? Like the shot right here, like this one where he's just over.
He feels ghostly. Like he feels
like a specter.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like a specter, like a specter. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I also just love the idea that like the Absolute Green Arrow is like a specter ghost Green Arrow going out for vengeance against pedophiles, and has two machetes as a bow and arrow. Like that's like just that's a cool concept.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know whether it practically works in real life to have a bow that is like two machetes, but I'm cool with it.
We'll let it work.
Yeah.
And the arrows are like whatever it did to him, like when he got shot, like it killed him.
It has like poison on it, right?
It's poison on it, right? So
yeah.
I just feel bad for Connor.
If that was
I do feel bad for Connor.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, damn. So, but like maybe it's not Ollie, because why would he kill him?
Maybe he doesn't have. Maybe he doesn't have the memories that he had. I don't know. This is my theory.
Yeah,
I also think
I can see it.
I think that his mask being like a skeleton is kind of indicative. It's pretty much. I know Green Arrow has a green hood, but I also know that Spectre has a green hood. And I think that they're like, these are two green hooded things, and he has a skeleton mask,
Yeah, emphasis on the mask, because like that choice feels like ghostly. That feels paranormal. Like I get it. Maybe he's trying to look cool, but like that feels very specific of like that's an intention. He could have just put on like a black mask, cover his face entirely. It's like very particular.
I don't know if you call them horns because they're coming from his chin, but like
like some kind of devil,
like it's a goatee thing though too, right?
It's very demonic. They're like demonic goatee horns.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me of some of those like maybe I'm thinking of some not correct, but like kind of like those old like samurai.
That's exactly what I was going.
Like the demon mask samurai guys.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Like
it almost has like a demon like Asian or Japanese
Maybe
feel
maybe they
to
call them
it.
like Oni masks or something
Yeah,
like that.
Oni.
It's something
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, it
Mhm.
reminds me so much of that, and that feels paranormal. Like that
yeah.
feels like something like that. So it feels like there's so much more there than what's let on.
Yeah. By the
Mhm.
way, shout out to Patrick Martin 9163 in the chat. Patrick says, I don't think it's Ollie. I think they're setting him up to be more tragic, and Dinah is finding out how deep this goes along with us. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
look, I will not gamble on what comes next in an absolute book. Like, I will not do it
Right.
because
Yeah, no.
you're gonna
Yeah.
lose 9 out of 10 times. But every so
Yep.
often, you're gonna call Talia, and
Yeah,
it
you
works
did.
out.
I remember you calling
Yeah.
it. Like you called it, and then I was like, "Yo!" I remember reading it. It's like, "Yo, Dimitri called this."
Yeah.
You just got to hit once. That's all.
And
Uh-huh.
then you retire
Uh-huh.
from the game. You're just like,
And you
"Ah."
Yep.
retire from the game
Yep.
after that. Exactly.
Just,
Yeah.
just walk out.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Absolute Green Arrow too. We gotta hit everything. Deathstroke the Terminator 4. You read that one, Jack?
I did. I really liked this. This would, if it weren't for Absolute Batman, this would have been my favorite. Like I was a really
Okay.
big fan. This is a series where I just didn't know what to expect because Deathstroke's a character where if you can really embrace him being like a bad guy, like you can really tell great stories with him. Like I was a big fan of Christopher Priest's run because I think that really embraced him. It's just like not a good guy, like he just isn't a good guy.
Yeah.
And so that was like the last time I've been really, engaged with Deathstroke. And so I wasn't sure what to expect with this series just because I wasn't, sometimes people can just go all out, making Deathstroke cool and that's fun. But like, I think when you get into the weeds of who he is as a person, that can get much more interesting. And for the first 3 issues of this, they've been kind of building up this interesting mystery and the story with like Wintergreen, who's kind of like his kind of partner, kind of his Alfred in a way.
Yeah.
And so now Wintergreen's dead and he's freaking out, wondering who did this, right? Someone's trying to get revenge on Deathstroke. And so with this 4th issue, we've kind of come down a bit and it was an entire issue about him and Rose, his daughter, and just their relationship and them going back and forth. And it was really, really good. It was a much more slower paced issue where it's just about the two of them and their relationship. And like Deathstroke's relationship with his whole family is like unbelievably toxic.
Yeah.
Like it's just terrible. Like it's absolutely terrible. But I think this issue plays on it in a way where it's very similar to stuff we've seen before if you've ever read like Christopher Priest run. But like I saw someone mention how we get very repetitive with the way like Slade handles his relationship with his family, but it works really well because it feels repetitive in a toxic, abusive relationship way that just works so well for you just being so frustrated by who he is and the way he engages with Rose. Like it works in a great way where it's like, this is repetitive, but it's working really well to make me not like you. You know what I mean? Because you just keep coming back to these bad parts of yourself. And, there's like a little bit of like humor in this, like just their back and forth feels great. You know what I mean? It really does. You get this sense of the fact that Slade just constantly is pushing her away as this person he protects, but doesn't maybe love, and that dynamic gets really interesting. So I would say if it weren't for Absolute Batman, I would have had this as my number one. Like I was a big fan of this. So I'm really getting interested in where this series is going.
I love the artist. I mean, I love Tony
Yes.
Fleet. I love Carmine DiGomenico.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but I haven't picked it up yet, so I'm like, okay,
It's worth picking up.
I have all 4. I haven't read them yet. They're sitting on my table, and I think one weekend I'm just gonna sit there. I got picked those up, and I also picked up Lobo, and
nice.
I have all of them. I need to sit down and read them. I hadn't heard anyone talking about it, but your explanation, I'm probably gonna maybe this weekend I'll power through it.
Yeah, same. Like, because I was like, all right, is this just gonna be another like all the mercenaries are coming at him, which is fun. Like that's a fun time, but you want to see a little bit more. But especially in this issue, you really feel it pick up. So it's getting interesting.
What frustrates me sometimes is when and I'm glad this sounds like they're not doing when they take a villain and they try to make him not a villain, and that frustrates me.
Like a redemption arc.
Yeah, it's like I don't need like just like don't make him an anti-hero. Just like he's a villain. Just leave him as a villain. There's too much history of them doing shitty things for now for you to try to tell me this is a good person. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. With this, it's nice because they play him very empathetically, but in a way where it's like you feel bad for him. You understand where he's coming from, but you don't think he's a good person. Like you don't like, especially with his relationship with Rose. Like it feels very splintered, and not in like a he's trying his best way, and like a oh he's not trying his best. It's like Christopher Priest run, because you're like, oh, their relationship is so interesting, but this is not like a father trying his best to be great. Like this really isn't, like he really is not a good guy. So it keeps you into it.
I don't want Deathstroke to do something nice for his family. I feel like the nicest he's gonna be is not kill you, and like that's his way of showing his love, or
like I'll kill people who try to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like shoot Rose in the leg to stop her from going out to like endanger herself. Like he is very willing to harm just in general. Like it's way easier for him to hurt someone than to show love for someone. I don't think he's redeemable at all. I do not ever want Deathstroke to be redeemed. Like he is a piece of shit on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, there's like a really good part towards the end where I think they're having like a conversation at a diner, and she like asks him like, "Do you even love me?" And he's like, "Well, I would stop at nothing to kill anybody who's coming at you." And she's like, "That's not what I asked you though." Like, and he just doesn't continue. He doesn't answer, like, because he doesn't. You know what I mean? He doesn't. So, and it kind of encapsulates their relationship, which is like, yeah, he'll go to any length to defend her, but he doesn't like really love his kids. Like it's a very splintered relationship. It's not like we have our issues and we're figuring it out. It's like, no, he actively doesn't really want to figure that out.
He's like, I don't do that.
Right, exactly. I don't do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like he's canonically had 4 kids, and he's fucked all of them up. I forget how Respawn died, but I don't know if you guys remember Respawn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention the shit show with Tara. I'm like,
oh god.
Okay, so here's my thought on this, just because I want to. That story took place pre-crisis. I don't, unless there has been a post-crisis story, or even if we're really raising the bar, post rebirth, whatever story.
New 52, everything.
No, not New 52. Yeah. That, but like, I think Rebirth. When did they merge all the stuff? Was that Rebirth, Infinite Frontier?
Was it? It was like at the end of Death Metal, I think it was.
Yeah, the second Death Metal. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, because with Wonder Woman and stuff. Yeah.
When if there's ever been like, if there is a story where Deathstroke is a pedophile, then fuck him. Like. Yeah. But the way I see it is that that's pre-crisis, and he was grooming a child to fight his battles for him, and that is horrible. I'm just saying that he was a pedophile pre-crisis, is what I'm trying to say. You know,
right? Exactly.
Absolute Green Arrow would be after that.
He'll be in the list.
Yeah,
exactly.
What if he went after absolute Deathstroke? You know,
I mean,
I don't even know what his deal is, because he's putting himself with the Robins, and who knows what's happening.
He's like he put on a whole face. Like
he's got like a giant mech arm with a huge like magazine coming out of it. Like it's like I don't even know.
Wild like that.
Oh god,
I'm really interested with what's gonna happen there too. And I have a feeling that absolute Dick Grayson's about to die, because he's the only one in the Robins who seems to have a conscience, and you know he's a medic. He's worried. I think he's about to take an L. Like
I mean, or Jason.
Jason would be interesting. Yeah, maybe they kill Jason, and it's kind of like in canon, but like he's not a Robin, or he's not Batman's Robin. You know what I mean? So he kills us. Maybe that'd be interesting.
I mean, Jason's flying off the cuff, I think, in this issue. Like he's
absolutely.
He like gunned down a building or something like that. Like he shot up an entire building and destroyed it. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the funeral scene, he's like talking shit, right? So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
By the way,
Definitely.
I do want to point out in Absolute Green Arrow that Absolute Malcolm Merlin is Dinah's like partner, not partner, but like hunting wise partner, right? Like as an agent.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think that's interesting. I mean, it's just easily like he could be Absolute Green Arrow, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know if
He
they've
could.
been in a room together, but anyway, whatever. We got theories. Okay, there's a good amount of comics that we gotta like talk about just in like 30 seconds, like like sprints on this. I wanted to touch on the two Spider-Man ones because I have no idea what they're doing, but the lineups of both these miniseries, tie in with the new Spider-Man movie that comes out. The stories don't. The name on one of these do, but like I don't get the point of this. So I think Jakey's the only one who. Did you read Spider-Man Brand New Day issue 2?
I didn't finish it, but
Okay.
I can talk about Long Way Home.
Okay,
if
yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
Just because that one I finished, and that one does seem to connect with the movie coming up. So in the movie, I'm assuming you guys saw the trailer. Punisher is in it, but so is the Hulk. So this actually starts in a flashback where the Punisher is on a mission with like a commando team, and they end up finding the Tesseract, right?
Yeah.
And then the Hulk pops up, and the Hulk murders the whole team, and it's the Punisher running from the Hulk. So it's definitely somehow gonna connect to the movie, but it was a good series. Like seeing
sorry, continue.
Go ahead. So seeing that version of the Hulk, and I'm not sure if it's Bruce Banner or if it's someone else who looks like him, but somehow Shield brings in Spider-Man as backup, and he realizes at the end that there's a Hulk running wild. So the Hulk is chasing Frank Castle, who has the Tesseract. And so it's a very interesting. I'm not sure how this would connect to the movie, but it's very interesting. I'm enjoying it. I'm curious to see where it goes.
I don't think this connects like actual like continuity wise to the movie, but rather in spirit, where it's like, oh, you like Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk in the same thing together? Now we have two, like, Brand New Day also has that, right? And so this one, so they're like, okay, fine. Kind of how like Lobo and Supergirl are crossing over right now because Supergirl comes out next week. So
right.
You know, which is fine. I'd rather them do that. You know, that's cool with me. Like, cool, you know? But this is Jonathan Hickman in Spider-Man Long Way Home #1. I love Jonathan Hickman. I just don't know whether I should pick it up or not. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, it sets up something interesting. You know, it's kind of things that it could either be really good or they could drop the ball.
Okay.
Frank Castle running around in a jungle, running away from the Hulk, and Spider-Man trying to help him. It could be interesting. You know?
Okay. All right. Jack, I know you read Batman Superman World's Finest 52.
Yeah, I can get through this pretty quickly because like I was saying before, I don't have like much to say about it, but that's just because it was like a fun, like just issue. Like a lot of the issues of World's Finest are just like a nice Saturday morning cartoon vibe to it, where it's like they feel like a random self-contained episode of like Justice League Unlimited or something like that. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, that was a fun, good time. Like they're basically working with what's his name, Trevor Morgan, and they're going up against Tyrant Rex, which is interesting.
Wasn't his name Tyranna Sorcerer?
Something like that. Yeah, something like Tyrannosaurus. And so that's been like kind of funny. So like, yeah, I mean, just a fun issue where you're like, this is perfect. It feels like a nice little Saturday cartoon vibe to it. Nice self-contained stories. Yeah, I had a good time with this one. It's definitely worth checking out.
I like the comparison to like JLU. Sure.
Yes, definitely. That's the exact vibes that I feel from it.
Okay. What if the Mighty Thor wore Spider-Man symbiote suit?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a pretty like good standalone. So it goes back to Secret Wars when Spidey gets the symbiote. So instead of Spidey, it's Thor, and he turns into like goth Thor, which is pretty dope, and so like Thor is already leading that way, but now the whole like everything is black and silver is kind of dope.
Okay.
But funny enough, using his powers, because the symbiote is sensitive to sound, so using his powers actually hurts the symbiote, and this Noel is actually in this, and the symbiote ends up turning on Noel and saving Thor, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a good standalone. I love I love the what ifs because it's just like kind of like what you just said was just its own little like episode. It's just that's a cool concept, and I really like the all black and silver Thor. And the jokes that people were cracking when they saw him, they're like Loki was just going on him, cracking jokes, kind of like you look like you write your own eulogy, things
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
So that was pretty dope.
Nice.
Okay. And then I think the final book on our any of our lists, I have Superman Unlimited issue number 14. I was telling Jack about this before the show. It was like I was basically, this is the quote unquote end of the Reign of Superboys event, but like none of the titles that had Reign of Superboys really factored into each other that much. So like Superman was about Superboy Prime, but he didn't cross over with everybody else. Then Supergirl was part of Reign of Superboys, which I thought was weird, but she had Connor Kent and the Thunder people that end up being clones, but it's like Boy Thunder, but not. It's like a clone of Boy Thunder, and they died pretty quickly. So I was like, why do they do a super hard, that one maybe it was Alex Ross cover of them all silhouetted and looking all tough, and it was 6 Superboys in a row, and I was like, they went through all that, but none of them really. I thought there was gonna be a big event, them all crossing over, but they weren't. And then in Superman Unlimited, it was all that storyline was all about Jonathan Kent. Older Jonathan Kent is Tomorrow Man, and he goes back in time, or their portal opens up and he sees a young Jonathan Kent being tortured by Ultraman in the pit, like how he was. So he decides to play around with the time stream, and he saves his younger self, right? So you get this young Jonathan Kent, older Jonathan Kent dynamic in this series where something is up, something is wrong, something's going on. And in this final issue, we finally find out what it is, but it doesn't end. It's leading us into something else, maybe? I'm not quite sure. I'm very confused. But do you guys want the spoiler on who Jonathan Kent, the young Jonathan Kent, is?
Sure, yeah. Sure.
Okay. The clue that we find out in this issue is he's not weak against kryptonite. And they're like, what? And he has no memories. Older Jonathan Kent is like, I knew this when I was your age, but you don't know this. So what is going on with this? And maybe it's a time stream problem. No. Turns out Ultraman was torturing Ultra Boy. It is the Earth 3 mirror universe Jonathan Kent.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And he's not weak against kryptonite. Ultraman is not weak against kryptonite.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember
he has his own,
shot him with it.
It's blue kryptonite or gold kryptonite.
He has his own something. He has a separate one, different color one. Yeah.
So this is a Jonathan Kent. It's still Jonathan Kent, but it's the Earth 3 Jonathan Kent posing as a young Jonathan Kent. And he grabs John Henry Irons' hammer and he lights up his eyes. And I thought it was a cool twist because Damian from the get-go was like, this guy's not this guy's and then Lois was like, I don't know if that's my son.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool twist.
It's a cool twist.
Very cool twist. That's a very cool twist.
But I don't know why we did this for so long. What is this event? Because I guess this is the end of the event. So I'm like, I don't know.
It's like, where are we going? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna bring back the Crime Syndicate again.
I love Earth 3. When done right, I love Earth 3.
When done right. 100%.
Owlman.
Love Owlman.
I love when they go buck wild with the Earth 3 counterparts. Like in the cartoon in Crisis on Two Earths.
The animated movies.
The animated movie, they like create new characters that were never even in the comics. They create mirror versions for them, and I'm like, oh, I love this. It's like I love the designs. Like, yeah.
I always liked the Firestorm alternate version that they have because they got a Firestorm, right? Don't they have a Firestorm?
Oh, Deathstorm from the Forever Evil storyline.
Yes, Always thought that was a cool design.
That was a cool design. I like there Grant Morrison has the comic called Earth 2, because back then it was Earth 2 and it was Antimatter Universe. Now there might be there's like two worlds that have the crime. One has the crime society and one has the crime syndicate. Anyway, point being is there's a moment where Martian Manhunter, the good one, is fighting Ultraman, and Ultraman's like, oh, that's interesting. You remind me of the last white Martian on my Earth, and I killed him. Like, so like the mirror universe version was a white Martian that Ultraman was like murdered. So it's like little things like that. I love it. So
definitely,
I'm looking forward to it. Was that everything on our list?
It was mine. It was all mine.
I think so.
Yeah, same.
That was it,
there
right?
was Imperial Guardians, but I didn't get to it.
You didn't get to it, yeah. Are we just talking about all the comics that we didn't get to? That's an even longer list. It's like, I guess we could.
You could.
I want to thank you guys so much for coming on this show, taking time out of your Thursday night to be here on Comic Talk. Before we get going, though, Jecky, I'll let you go first. Where can we find you? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
All right, so name's Jecky Comics. I'm on TikTok and Instagram mostly, and I created a page to help newcomers navigate comic books. So hit me up, and I'll be posting videos just to help people navigate that world.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, you do great content, man. It's not, I mean, obviously your time on Comic Talk, amazing. But like off of Comic Talk, it's like you do great shit. So keep it up.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Jack, what about you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at The Film Field on YouTube and TikTok. I've got a lot of videos coming up about Green Lantern because a lot of people have been asking me to go through the history and all that stuff. And I love Green Lantern, so expect a lot of that coming up, especially.
I love your content too, because what's funny is like, because you know you're younger than me at the very least, and a lot of the whippersnappers from your generation are loud and obnoxious, and then you like clap back on them. And I'm just like, yeah, man, that's like holding down the fort here.
Right, exactly.
It's like, I try. It's like a whole different generation, but like, you're doing good work.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Both you guys are awesome, so thank you guys so much for coming on this show. For anyone out there who wants to follow me personally, you can follow me at This Is Dimithri. I'm trying to do more content that's me and not just the Keeg. So TikTok and Instagram, I guess, This Is Dimithri, if you want to, see some stuff there. But if you want to follow the Keeg, what's that?
The man was in the gym. I saw your pictures.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to I've been like steady on it lately.
Nah, this man's game jacked. This man's game.
San Diego's coming up, dude.
I see you, bro. We love Jack nerds over here. That's what's up.
You know what I want to do? San Diego's coming up. I want to do, if I can put together a Wolverine, like the sleeveless Wolverine costume.
Sweet.
Because that's me, like a square, Like, and then maybe that's just, I'm doing Wolverine.
Right.
But yeah, I guess if you want to, watch that, follow me on Instagram. But if you want to follow the Keeg and all the different shows that the Keeg does, obviously we've got Comic Talk. It's our most consistent show. It's every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/the Keeg Show. Or, maybe you're listening to the podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. That's just one of our shows. We do the Keeg Talks, which we talk about different things. We did a Supergirl 101 episode. We're going to do some more Supergirl related content leading us up into the movie. Also, I guess first time I'm going to announce this publicly, the Keeg chats with artist Luciano Vecchio. He was doing Uncanny X-Men. He's done Uncanny X-Men for a good amount of issues recently. He did the cover of this Uncanny X-Men. I'm going to be chatting with him on Monday night. So definitely stay tuned. It's a one-on-one interview with, comic book professionals. Find all that and more on social media at The Keeg Show. TikTok and Instagram at The Keeg Show. Also on like Facebook and Blue Sky and Threads and all that at The Keeg Show / The Keeg Show, wherever you can find The Keeg. We're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know whether I can say it publicly what we're doing, but I might have let it slip before. I'm not quite sure. Point being is, stay tuned for more info. We got 5 weeks until San Diego Comic-Con, and there's some big things in the works. So, for anyone out there. That is pretty much it. Go to comicshoplocator.com, find a comic shop near you, support your local comic shops, and support your local public libraries. All of them are doing their part to keep, comics in your hands, to get you reading, get you enjoying the craft, but also, do a little reading while you're at it. So, do that. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jecky, so much for coming on the show. Shout out to Patrick Martin 9163 out there for tuning in. Once again, I am your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been another episode of Comic Talk for the week of June 18th, 2026. Take care, everybody. See you next week.
Peace.